Hello there and welcome back to another video on my channel. I'm Tom Rouse and this is a Wolves Wednesday. This episode 2, I'll be talking about what I think Wolves need to do in the summer in order to push for promotion next season. Now, it's difficult to predict at the moment what's going to happen in the summer because we don't quite know the role of Jorge Mendes and whether he's going to bring in an influx of players again or whether it's going to be Lambert who chooses or Thelwell. Where I think we need to strengthen is in these 4 key positions. I think a new centre-back, a new centre midfielder, centre-forward and a full-back. I think if we can get 4 quality players in those 4 positions, then we will be pushing near the top of the league. I think that at the moment at the back, Corny Hawes is an excellent centre-back, but he's still too young to be relied upon as our main centre-back. Danny Barr has showed this season that he is not quite ready. Well, he's not capable. I can't say that he's not ready now. He's not capable at 26 of being our main centre-back throughout a whole season. He's not consistent enough. Don't really know the reason why, but I don't see him long-term as being our main centre-back. Mike Williamson as well is not fit enough for a whole season at championship level, so I would like to see us bringing in somebody new, somebody fresh. Centre midfield as well. I don't think we really replaced Kevin McDonald last summer. Dave Edwards and Lee Evans have played well recently, but we need someone a little bit exciting, somebody who can create something, somebody who can get the ball forward and keep possession and win possession back as well. I haven't got anybody in mind, and it's difficult as well to suggest players when you've got a super agent like Mendes. Centre forward as well, I could see us probably signing Andy Weimann, but I don't think he's the answer to our problems. We need somebody who's going to be able to score 20 goals for us. What I do expect to see though next season is those 3 young players that we've seen in the FA Cup and a couple of league games this season stepping up a bit more and playing a few more league games. So Morgan Gibbs-White, Connor Ronan and Donovan Wilson stepping up and playing 10 games each or 15 games each, I think, this season, taking a bit of a sort of role that Bright Bakari has this season. Now, where I think Wolves are going to change the most is behind the scenes. There have already been stories about the chairman of Fosun who's going to come back during the summer and swing the axe, and she and Thelwell apparently are going to have the boot, and some super footballing know-it-alls are going to come in and sort us out. But I don't know whether that's a good thing. We're not sure who's bought in what players last summer, like who signed Paul Gladden and who signed Helder Costa. Were they both Mendes signings? Was one a Mendes signing and one a Thelwell signing? But it seems as if Thelwell signed players like Oniangi, Gladden. But of course, at the moment as well, we haven't got Moxie to blame. So I think the fans are looking a little bit, at who to blame for why we haven't been promoted this season. And I do think Thelwell hasn't really covered himself in glory over the last couple of years. For every brilliant signing, there's been 2 or 3 bad ones. I'd also like to see Paul Lambert being able to bring in his own players and his own staff. I know that he's got his assistant with him, but I think that we've got a lot of coaching staff that have been there for a long time and are sort of comfortable in their roles. We need to have a bit of a shake-up. When new staff are around a place, you want to raise your game and you want to improve and impress. And there hasn't been a lot of that at Wolves for, I'd say, about 10 years now. I think Rob Edwards is a good coach and I'd like him to stay. He's got good potential. But people like Tony Daly, Pat Mountain, everything's gone a little bit stale behind the scenes. And I would like to see some new coaching staff, particularly ones that Lambert knows and that can implement the way that he wants to play. I do think it's important that we try and keep some sort of consistency through this summer, because last summer was a complete upheaval from top down to the bottom. Lots and lots of players came in, the top brass went out, so it was a big change, and I think we've done well considering that massive change, maintain championship status after what has happened through this season. But now we need to look to progress and we need to look at how we're going to do that. Now, the most important thing that we need to achieve this summer is to keep hold of Helder Costa. And there have been rumours, of course, of big clubs coming in for him. But for us, we need to keep hold of him. We need to sell the club to him as soon as possible. And I think the best way of doing that would be to go out and sign a big name or spend big money on a player. For example, the Bruma player that I talked about last week from Galatasaray, who is Portuguese, who's young, who would fit in with him and Cavaleiro, and maybe that would convince him to stay. We also need to be wary of the financial fair play, because I know that we're quite close to the sort of limit that we're allowed to be at the moment. But I can imagine there'll be quite a few players leaving as well in the summer, players who are on the edge of the squad at the moment. If you haven't subscribed yet, then don't forget to press the subscribe button down there and have a look maybe at last week's Wolves Wednesday up there. But thank you again for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.